G'day, welcome to Todd's Kitchen. There is nothing nicer than a lovely pork roast, especially the lean cut, which is called the butt or the shoulder. Basically the same thing. It comes from the shoulder as far as I know, but some people call it the butt. But anyway, that aside, it's incredibly delicious, but you can also cook it in an instant. Literally takes about half an hour in an Instant Pot or a pressure cooker. So join me today as I show you how to cook a roast pork in an Instant Pot or a pressure cooker. Okay, so we're going to start this off with our pork butt, or it's also called a pork shoulder. Basically it does come from the shoulder, but for some reason some people also call it the butt. But it's also a very lean piece of pork. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to lightly oil it, just with some olive oil. So we'll just spread that around. Then I'm just going to season it with some salt and some fresh pepper. And my all-time favorite ingredient, garlic. Now I'm using minced garlic. So I'm just going to rub that in. So it's all nice and seasoned on one side. Okay, so next we're going to saute both sides of our pork. And this is just going to help seal in all those juices. Now my pressure cooker comes with a saute function. Now if yours doesn't, that's not an issue whatsoever. Just do exactly the same thing in a fry pan on a high heat. Okay, so be it on a pressure cooker or on a fry pan, we're just going to add some olive oil to the base. And the side that we've seasoned, we're going to put the side down. And we're going to let that cook away for about 4 minutes to seal in that side. But while that's doing it, we're going to add some more olive oil to the top. Just quickly rub that in. Then, of course, we're going to add some salt, fresh pepper, and my favorite ingredient, minced garlic. And just give that a good rub in on that side. And that's our second side seasoned. So just let it saute away for 4 minutes on one side on a high heat, and then we're just going to turn it over and do the same for another 4 minutes on the other side. Okay, so it's been about 4 minutes now, so we're just simply going to carefully get a good grip on this thing. Oh God, I just used my hand. And turn it over. And just let that saute away for another 4 minutes. Okay, so it's been 4 minutes, so we're just going to take our roast out. It's been seared properly on both sides. Okay, so next I've got 2 cups of chicken stock. So we're just going to add that into our pot. Then most come with like a trivet, so you can just put that on top. So we don't actually want it sitting in the liquid because this is a roast. If you leave it in there, it's going to be more of a boiled consistency, which we don't want. So have one of these in there, and we're just going to place our roast on top like so. And I've got an onion that I've just roughly chopped up, so we're just going to spread that around. And this is more for flavour. Now you can add some more garlic if you like, but I've already added more than enough. You can add a couple of cloves for extra flavour, it's completely up to you. And next we're going to place on our pressure lid. Make sure it's sealed properly and that it's in the sealed position. Okay, so we're going to select the pressure cooker function, and we want to choose the meat or poultry section. And then we're going to set the time for 30 minutes. Now you don't have to stick to the 30-minute time. It depends on the size. So you always want to be sure, so use an instant thermometer when it's done. But for about this size, 30 minutes in a pressure cooker should be just fine. So once it's set for 30 minutes, just push start, and it's going to start heating up, start to build the pressure, and then after 30 minutes, we should have a delicious pork roast. So once it's finished after 30 minutes, it's just going to go into a warm mode. Now what I recommend is don't relieve the pressure. Let it sit there for a further 10 minutes. So it won't keep on cooking, but it'll give it a chance for all those juices and tendons just to sit there, and you'll get a nice, much nicer, tender roast. And I can guarantee every time you're going to get a fantastic result. Okay, so it's finished cooking. Now it's been 12 minutes since it's finished, so we can just stop it right there. And then simply but carefully release the pressure. Now I honestly can't explain just how good this smells right now. So I know it's fantastic. Oh, look at that. Okay, so we just want to make sure it's above 63 degrees Celsius or 145 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to use a digital thermometer. And it's at 66 degrees Celsius, 67 degrees Celsius. So it's only 4 degrees above cooked, which is fantastic. So it doesn't get much simpler and easier than that. It's perfectly cooked. It's not overdone. It's not underdone. So by using a pressure cooker, it has made life so much easier and so much more delicious. And it just looks fantastic, doesn't it? I really cannot wait to get stuck into this. So you can choose any side that you like, no matter what. You can use vegetables, baked potatoes, pumpkin, rice even if you want. It's really up to you. It goes with everything. So we're just going to carve this up. And oh, look at that. Just look how moist, juicy that is. Perfectly cooked. And it smells delicious. So this is perfect for any dinner. Really takes no time whatsoever to make. So you don't have to spend hours slaving over a hot stove. Literally takes 30 to 40 minutes cook time in total. Because when you make a nice pork roast in a pressure cooker, it's going to come out tasting simply delish.